In this video, we'll be looking into NECO 2025 Animal Husbandry Practical Preparatory. So this is the part B of the video. So if you are just watching this video for the first time, kindly request for the part A of this video. I've explained so many things in the part A. So like I said in the part A, that in this part B video, I'll be explaining this second category together with this third category. So now let's go to the second category, the possible questions that they may ask you, or NECO may ask you, relating to the specimen in this second category and also this third category. So they can ask you that you should identify specimen C, D, E, F. So let me give that to A. So specimen C, D, E, and what? And F. So specimen D from here, this is what? Centrosema. So this Centrosema is also known as legume forage. So you can bracket it and write legume forage. Is a plant. So this specimen D is Bahama Grass. Bahama Grass is also known as grass forage. Grass forage. The specimen E is from specimen is animal bone, as you can see it here. Animal bone. Animal bone. While the specimen F is fresh fish. Okay, now the second question I'll be predicting for you is that I can ask to classify specimen C, D based on their life cycle and then based on the type of pasture. So talking about the specimen C first now. Now talking about the life cycle. The life cycle for specimen C is perennial. While for the type of pasture for specimen C is legume pasture. Legume pasture. Now, what about for specimen D? So for specimen D, the life cycle is also perennial, but for the type of pasture, that one is a grass pasture. Okay. Now another thing they can ask you, another question they can ask you is that they can ask to state two functions of specimen E in livestock nutrition. So I will give you that to C. Now what are the two functions? One is that it's a source of calcium and phosphorus. Calcium and what? And phosphorus. And another one is that it is used to produce bone meal. So it is used to produce bone meal. So the next question I'll be predicting for you, I'll be giving that to D. So that one is can be asked to list two major uses of specimen F in animal husbandry. So specimen F, that is what? Fresh fish. What are the two major uses of specimen F in animal husbandry? So, and that is one, it is a source of animal protein in feed. Source of animal protein, that is what? Fresh fish. You know, they are referring to what? Animal husbandry uses in related to animal husbandry. So it is a source of animal protein in what? In feed. So another one is that it is used in fish farming. You understand? So use in fish farming. By what? No, this fish farming now can go by fingerlings production. Fingerlings means the baby of fish, like baby of fish. So you can be producing the babies. You know, if you are doing the fish farming, maybe your you specialize your agricultural aspect into fish farming, like those studying fishery. So something like fingerlings. Fingerlings means the baby of fish. So fingerlings production. Okay, now another question I'll be predicting for you. Let me give that 2E rather. So that 2E will say that they can ask to mention two differences between specimen C and D. Whenever they ask you to give differences between something, please always tabulate. So let me tabulate. So specimen C here and D here. Right now, C is what? Centrosema, while D is what? Bahama. So the two differences that I will be saying here is that specimen C, that's the Centrosema, it has a broad leaf. So it has broad leaves. Why for the Bahama? Bahama has a narrow leaves. So another one is another difference is that for the Centrosema, it is a leguminous plant. Why for the specimen D is a non-leguminous. Non-leguminous, sorry. So it is a non-leguminous plant. Okay. So another thing I'll be predicting for you here. Let me give this one. Let me give this 2F. So this 2F, the question can goes like this by saying that you should describe one method of preserving specimen F. So let me give it 2F. So you should describe one method of preserving specimen F. And what is specimen F? Specimen F is fresh fish. So how can you preserve fresh fish? You can preserve it by what? By smoking, salting. You understand? Method of preserving fish. So that one is even, you can even say by refrigerating and so on. So let me just write smoking, salting. Okay. So at least take these two. So we smoke it or we salt it to reduce moisture so that it will not spoil. Yeah, and to prevent it from spoiling so that it will not spoil. So another thing I'll be predicting for you, let me name this one 2G. 2G here. So the question is that maybe asked to name two nutrients obtained from specimen E, that is animal bone. So what are the two nutrients obtained from specimen E? And that is what? Calcium from animal bone and what? Phosphorus. Okay. Another one is the next one is the 2H. Another thing I will be predicting for you here is that they can ask to state two advantages of using specimen C and D as forage. So what are the advantages of using specimen C and D as a what? As a forage? That means the Centrosema and the Bahama grass. So now the answer will be they are rich in nutrients, both of them. They are rich in nutrients. And also they reduce feeding costs. They reduce feeding costs. Okay, so another thing I'll be predicting for you here in this same second category, which I'll be naming 2I. Let me name it 2I. Is that they can ask you to state one effect of calcium deficiency related to specimen E. The word deficiency means that if somebody is lacking calcium, so state one effect of calcium deficiency related to specimen E. So specimen E is animal bone. Then what is going to be the answer? And that will be it's going to result to weak bone in young animals. So specimen E, that is weak bone in young animals. So that is that about that. Now this is the possible things I have for you for this second category, which is specimen C, D, E, and F. So now let's move to the third category. The third category is specimen G, H, and what? And I. So what are the possible things they can ask you from this third category? Now before I start this third category, for students who want to write post UTME for this 2025, irrespective of your university of your choice, being OAU, UI, Unilong, Unilag, Unibend, Unizik, and so on, please send a message to the WhatsApp number displayed on your screen, or maybe you comment it, write it under the comment section and you're writing post UTME exam, because we'll be starting our post UTME tutorial, virtual tutorial, which is going to be on WhatsApp, Telegram, or maybe Zoom, or probably Google Meet. So students will decide that. So our post UTME virtual tutorial will be starting late July. That will be after the end of this NECO exam. So the price is going to be 7,000 naira, irrespective of your school, of your choice, of your institution rather, that you choose. And also, post UTME past question is available for students who want to buy in PDF format, compiled PDF format. So that one is of different prices for different schools. The one for OAU is available, UI, Unilong, Unilag, Unizik. Every position for different schools are available with us. So still do well to send a message to our WhatsApp number, or you comment it under the comment section. And lastly, for parents or for your younger siblings who are in GS1 to 3, SS1 to 3, who need holiday summer coaching virtually. So because the school will be going on vacation by the end of July, I think so. So we have a virtual tutorial, virtual classes for them, which is going to cost for JS1 to 3, their price is 6,000 naira, but for SS1 to 3, their price is 8,000 naira. So these two subjects will be handling for JS3 is mathematics and basic science, while for SS1 to 3 is mathematics and chemistry. So if you're interested, please send a message to the WhatsApp number displaying on your screen so that we can attend to you. We are starting the classes, the coaching, summer coaching classes for the GS1 to 3 and SS1 to 3, August 1. They are going to conclude it by August 31. So it's going to last for 2 hours per day, and it's going to run from Monday to Thursday. It will be very effective, and the students will really achieve a lot. So give us a trial and let me do my best on them. Okay, so now let's continue this NECO animal husbandry we have been working on. So the next thing I said I'll be going on now is the third category, which is the wood shaving, drinker, and the louse. So I've explained all the specimen in the first video, I mean the part A video. So quickly watch it and understand the meaning of all the specimen very well. So the first question they can ask you, let me give it 3A, is that they can ask you to identify specimen G, age, and I. So specimen G, age, and I. From here, specimen G is what? Wood shaving. I've explained the meaning of all these things in the part A. Then age is drinker, and then I is louse, whereby the plural is what? Light. So another question they can ask, let me give it 3B. They can say that you should they can ask you to state 2 uses of specimen G in animal production, meaning that what is wood shaving used for in animal production. So one is that it is used as bedding materials in pens, and also another one is that it absorbs moisture and control odor. So I've explained this. The meaning of this wood shaving is just like as if this wood shaving is what we know as sawdust. So I think that's what we Nigerian students, so we know it as sawdust. So wood shaving, just take it as sawdust, and you know that we use sawdust for bedding, to make beds in pen. We'll spread it on where our chicken or fowl used to sleep. So before this happened, and then anytime they maybe they drop on it or do anything on it, then the sawdust will absorb it. So that's the meaning of what this number 3B is saying. So the next question I want to predict for you is 3C, which says that 3C, which states that you should state the main function of specimen age in poultry farming. The main function of specimen age here is drinker in poultry farming. So what is it used for? It is used to provide clean drinking water to birds, because it is drinker. So used to provide clean drinking water for birds. Used to provide clean drinking water to birds. And also another thing we use it for, well, that's basically what we use it for. That's basically because it has no uses again. That's the major thing of what we use this drinker for. It does not have any uses like that again because it is, and drink, like I said in the part A, that drinker means anything that we can use to give pets water, or you call it water container. So another question I'll be predicting for you here, which is 3D like that. So that one will be you can be asked to list two methods of controlling specimen I on the farmland. Specimen I is ectoparasite, and the plural form is lice. So how can you control it? Number one is to use of insecticide. So use of what? Insecticide, or use dusting powder, any one of the two. And also you should involve in regular cleaning and disinfection. Yeah, regular cleaning and disinfection. So another thing I'll be predicting for you, that let me give that 3E, is that you should mention two effects. I'll be asked to mention two effects of specimen I on farm animal. Effect of specimen I on farm animal. That means this lice or louse. Lice is the plural. So the effect of it on farm animal is a parasite, like I've said earlier. So now what is the effect? Number one is that it will lead to skin irritation and scratching. So it will lead to skin irritation and what? And scratching on the farm animal. And scratching on the farm animal. Another thing to lead to that, to lead to the reduction in weight. So it will be like reduction in weight gain. That means the animal weight is going to be reduced. So that is the effect of it on farm animal. Okay. So another thing I'll be predicting for you, I'll be giving that three. I'll be giving that 3F. So for this 3F now, question here is that they can ask you to list two ways of maintaining specimen age for effective use. Specimen age is drinker. Like, how can you maintain specimen age for effective use? Maintenance. How can you maintain this drinker? Is by what? You wash and clean daily. Like after giving those beds the water finish. So what do? You wash it and clean it every day, daily after use. Okay, you can put after use. Number two is that you have to prevent algae growing on it. So prevent algae growing in it, or let me say prevent algae growth or blockage. So and then how do you prevent this algae? Is by constant washing and cleaning too, because algae, they are those green plants, that used to grow wherever there is much water, like wherever there is stagnant water, you see algae growing in it. Okay, so another question I'll be predicting for you now, this will be, I will name it 3G. Is that they can ask you 3G is that they can ask you to state two reasons for good hygiene in pen where specimen age is used. So specimen age drinker, and they said state two reasons for good hygiene in pen where specimen age is used. So the answer will just be that is to prevent disease outbreak, to prevent disease outbreak. And another one is to promote LD, to promote LD, to promote LD growth of animals. Okay, so another thing I'll be predicting for you, and that will be the last for this video, and that is that will be the name 3H, which is they can ask you to differentiate between specimen I and what? And an internal parasite. Specimen I and an internal parasite. Like I said earlier, specimen I, which is Louse, is the outer one is ectoparasite, while the inner one is endoparasite. So the difference between the specimen I and the inner parasite or internal parasite. So one of the internal parasites is that tapeworm. Tapeworm is an internal parasite found in man. While tick, lice, or you call it louse, the singular is louse, and tick, they are commonly ectoparasites. So now, the difference is that one, this one that is external, like internal and external. So this external now, the one of the difference is that it lives on the skin. Why this internal is that it will live inside the host. So this external will live out outside the skin or on the skin of the animal. So what about this one? This one will live outside the skin of the animal or outside the host, anyone outside the host. You can put it as host. Now another one is that this one, this eye, which is the external, that means the outside, ecto. So this one is visible to our naked eyes. So this particular one is visible to our naked eye. So now, what about the one for the internal? We know that that one is require the use of microscope. So often requires microscope. So this will be the end of the video, and these are the possible things I have for you. All these questions I've treated with you right now in this video, they are there for you to add it up to whatever you are reading, and I wish you best of luck in your exam. Please do well to share this video to your friend.